It's been the home of the Chiefs since 1972. GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll come up here. 1st and 10. First carry for Saquon Barkley. Room to run right away. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
We met with these coaches during the week, Mike. They told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early. And we see it here. Nice first play pickup. Fresh set of downs.
They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
Once again, it's Barkley. And he'll work his way down to about the 41. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That's complete to his running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Hurts. This one intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Watson. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. You get the ball to start the game thinking you'll score on offense. Instead, they allow the defense to be the first on the board in this one.
So now the question is, Mike, do you allow this to linger the rest of the day? You've dug yourself a pretty big hole here to start, but you've got to pick yourself up and realize this game is far from over, and we now got to get the ball back and establish some early rhythm.
$7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here's 1st and 10. He'll start on the ground with Barkley. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Running from the pistol with Barkley. Room up the sideline at the 45. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
We had a feeling coming into the game that they were going to get this guy plenty of touches, and you can see from this early success why. The defense is going to have to make some adjustments here because they have had no answers thus far.
That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and It wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Got his man at the 6. He is in. Dallas Goedert. Touchdown, Eagles.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. The dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. They'll run with the former 7th-round draft pick, Isaiah Pacheco. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. Nothing the defense loves more, Greg, than the opportunity to not only stop a team, but turn them back around the other way. A touchdown on the pick 6.
Yeah, the defense just loves getting their hands on the ball when they can, Mike, but it is extra special when they're able to capitalize and take it all the way back for 6.
These are the ones that rip your heart out on the offensive side. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Hardman now to return it. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he'll get up beyond the 40 to the 41-yard line. Jordan Davis, the man in the middle, brings it to an end. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Off the play fake, here's Mahomes. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
He's got his man. He finds Worthy. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30.
Yeah, like that.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So one quarter in the books in this rematch of Super Bowl 57. 14-7 is our score. We'll be back in Kansas City after this. Here's 2nd and 9.
Yellow.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
On 3rd down, Mahomes. That's taken in by the running back, Piron.
We're good.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down.
Hey, 43, 15.
Now Mahomes. Oh, he's got a man. That's caught by Brown. And he's going to have that 1st down. They didn't want to settle for 3. And now it's 1st and goal. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Ball at the 3, 2nd down and goal. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And he'll take it on in. Samaje Perine. Touchdown, Chiefs.
And this is just high-level quarterback play down here in the red zone. The way they teach them their progressions, Mike, it's touchdown, check down. You don't want to take a sack, and you certainly don't want to turn the ball over. He knows he has nothing down the field, nowhere to go to his receivers and tight ends. Check it down to your back, let them do the rest after the catch, and it results in a touchdown.
Now Butker to add the extra point. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. Britton Covey now on the return. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Leo Chenal, the linebacker, there for the tackle. Second down and 8. Here's a handoff to Barkley. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's taken in by Dotson. And he will go all the way. Jahan Dotson. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that first down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Hardman now to return it. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Yellow. Fifteen.
First down throw, Mahomes. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We'll return to Arrowhead after this. Well, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. The left side into the hands of Hopkins.
We're good.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going, and it's Mahomes. Pressure gets there, and he goes down. Now there is a flag down, but this might be on the offense anyway. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback, because this defense, they're onto you. They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
He's got it at the 7, and he will score. Dallas Goedert, touchdown Eagles. His 2nd touchdown of this first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This placed in the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Gray is the motion man here. On 1st down, it's Mahomes. Now here's another ball that's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, Mike, once again, this drive, it ends the same way their last one did, walking off the field, following an interception. Now, you're hoping this is more momentary struggle than it is a trend, but as hard as it is to do, they need to get calmed down. They need to reset because their offense cannot operate at a high level if they don't have confidence in this passing game.
The open receiver is Dotson. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
63, 63, 63.
Man in motion is Brown. And nothing develops there. It'll stay right at the 5-yard line. No gain on that one. So the Eagles will use their first timeout here as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. Now, here's 2nd and goal. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. And he's forced to just get rid of it here. Now, they're going to have to regroup and try again on 3rd and goal.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
3rd and goal for Hurts. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd.
They'll throw on 4th down with Hurts. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Watson.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Patrick to throw. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. So we've hit halftime, and it's the visitors, the Eagles, out on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
Yellow.
On the ground to start the drive with Pacheco. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Mahomes back. Got a man. That's Rashee Rice. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting...
And for the fourth time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Darius Slay. And he won't take it all the way in, but that is a great return, and they are set up 1st and goal. Now it's Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And he's into the end zone. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Play action here. Mahomes. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no...
Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And he's going to score again. How about that for a daily double? The 2nd defensive touchdown he's scored in this game. The defense is having a day. They extend the lead with Greg their 2nd pick 6 of the game.
And that's just something you don't see very often in the NFL, Mike. I mean, you might see a handful of games each year where there's 1 pick 6, but to get 2 pick 6s in the same game, this defense is on fire.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
from one of the loudest venues in the NFL. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And we are underway from Kansas City. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. Here's Hurts to throw. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 27 yards there, a first down. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
A first down carry for Barkley. Down to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Hurts sets up to throw it. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They're going on fourth down with Hurts. Flush to his right. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs.
Let's face it, everybody at the start of a game has a mental image of how they expected to go, and I think that was going exactly as they scripted it offensively. Moving the ball well, seemingly in control, and that fumble, that's got to be a little bit deflating, don't you think?
Yep, foiled the whole plan there, turned the ball over. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
15.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
2nd and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Yellow.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Yellow. Come back.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Talk about angling that one perfectly, partner. We know the ball can bounce anywhere, especially how it's shaped. But that one, as if on cue, goes out of bounds perfectly.
Perfect indeed, right at the 1-yard line. Excellent coffin corner punt. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd and 6. They'll go to Barkley again. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jahan Dotson, 51 yards. And the Eagles post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. After a fairly uneventful 1st quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The 1st quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the 2nd quarter.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
This is part of why this guy's got multiple MVPs on the mantle. We're used to seeing him make the impossible throws, but here Mahomes knows he's got nothing, so he wisely just gets rid of it.
Mahomes going to throw. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Touchdown, Philadelphia! Dallas Goedert, 37 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Mahomes now to throw. He'll get this one to Kelsey. That's complete. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelsey, 57 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11.
Hurts.
This short throw caught by Goddard. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Throwing is Hurts. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They're going to try and throw. They'll roll him out right.
A wild throw there, and it is intercepted.
Shreds him with a stiff arm.
Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
On 1st and 10, here's...
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now here's Mahomes.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Escaping the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now Mahomes. Flushed out right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Butker's kick here is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Up the middle, here's Pirine.
Fights him off. A solid move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Down at the 2. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Pirine is in. Touchdown, Chiefs.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Butker now to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. He'll drop to throw.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on first and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Up the middle with Barkley. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Officially nothing on that one. No gain. So they're left with still 10 to go on third down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive and they're off to a fast start here.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Throwing now is Mahomes. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted.
It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep as they'll go instead with Barkley.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st. Back to throw here.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Gets past 1 man. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Now a toss right to Barkley. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now 2nd and 9. First carry for Kenneth Gainwell.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Hey, 73, 73.
He'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. It's complete to Brown, right side.
And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. In motion goes the tight end.
Barkley fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And Barkley did not get there. So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Here we go, a big play in a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. Here's Hurts to throw.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Leo Chanel.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they go for it on 4th and goal, hoping to get 6, and it's 6 the other way.
If hindsight is 20/20, they would have gone ahead and kicked the field goal, but by being aggressive, it actually cost them. Give up 6 points going the other way.
Butker on for the PAT. It's up and good to make it 21-17. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they have to try and move past that pick 6 because now they're dealing with a 4th quarter deficit. And they need this drive to end in points.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Man open left side. It's his running back with it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Eluding the pressure right.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
Understanding he's just down one possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Flush to his right.
And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there, and in the process picks up the first down.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Here we go, 1st and goal. Now Hurts going to shift him around a bit.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning.
Now 1st and goal.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Eagles have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Important extra point up and through. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. This is 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Mahomes.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Hey,
Mahomes to throw it. Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Mahomes.
And his throw is incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's 1st and goal.
Yellow.
Here's Mahomes.
Flushed out right.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles have just about sewn up this football game. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here, because they were sharp in moving it down the field, but sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
That one looks like he'll throw here. This is Smith with a grab.
Across midfield. He's on his way.